Generic greetings! That is not something you wanted to see. I'm just going to pause it immediately because we have a fire in the power block. As you can see, the power station and all of the capacitors are burning, and that is cutting through to the parole room as well as the cell block here as well. This is not good. This was an event. I was sort of skipping ahead, just waiting for money. And all that's really happened is we've just got... I took a bit of a loan out and things like that and whatnot, and got some cash, and then I was just going, yeah, this is going okay. And then we had a massive fire. We just had an event pop up and said, hey, by the way, you've got a massive amount of crap to deal with now. Thanks very much. So 2 fire engines, I think, and then we'll call them straight in, and then immediately we're going to probably, well, wait until them move up. You can see they're on the emergency road coming on this side. They're going to come down, and then we will be able to come in and hopefully put the fire up before it spreads too quickly. So I'm going to manually get these off because they're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and they have keys to this thing so they can go around. This is why we've got doors and such around the prison, so we can actually go through here. And it doesn't mean they have to go all the way down here and all the way along here and back up. It means they can go this way. So they're going to have to come in and put this fire out. So they're inside. They should be... I don't think they need to manually do it. They should just put the fire out. Are they going to actually put the... There we go. I was going to say, they're just standing there going, guys, what do we do now? So this is a problem, because I don't know if we're going to be able to repair all of these. We'll have to see. There's a lot of rubble in the centre there. Looks like it's already burned through the parole room, and I don't know if we're going to be able to save it or not. It looks like we're going to have to put a lot of walls back in. This is all sorted. Obviously, I did turn the power off before we did this. This is why there's no water around pretty much the entire top half of the prison. Well, not even pretty much. It definitely is. There's no water on the top half of the prison. There's no power. There's no heating. There's no nothing. So, yeah, I'm going to move these guys over here because this is still burning. We really need to... Oh, they can't move through the rubble. They're going to have to go around, which is problematic. So I'm sending them around. And anyone that's not really doing anything, I'm going to then send in here. So they should go through, yeah, the rubble, and then through here as well. What we need to do is make sure we put all of this out. So they're just finishing off these bits here. So the main, the source of the fire is now fixed, but it's still burning quite happily in these cells here, which is not good. Look how long these cables are. Really, really long. They actually get fatter as you go out as well for some reason. Really, really, really thin cables. So like really, really small, like hose pipe. And then, wow. Yeah. Interesting, that. Right. So that's caused a lot of damage. That really has caused a lot of damage. We have got it under control now. So I'll just select these guys and move them over here. And I think we'll be able to, right. There's only 2 bits of fire left. I like the way that the parole lawyer, the parole officer, is just sitting there, traumatized. I've seen some stuff, man, and it was burning. It was all burning. Right, let's get rid of the firefighters because we don't need them. Thank you for your services. Much obliged, but we really have a lot to deal with now. So I'm going to wait until all the rubble is cleared. I'll speed up to max speed, and while that's cleared, I'll show you the fruits of my labour. So we've got the workshop over the top here. We've got a lot of money, so what I'm going to do immediately is... Actually, no, I was going to say I'm going to place all of this stuff, but I don't because it would just take far too much time. So we've got all of this done. You can see the trees are all put in. This is all planned out, and in a moment I'm going to just place all of the workshop saws and presses and everything else and then finish this off. And then I said I would need to expand to the left, which is exactly what I've done. As you can see, it's now expanded all. Very, very nice. And because I thought it would be a good idea, I've expanded to the bottom. You can see now the scale of this thing. This is going to be quite large indeed. So... we need to plan off this entire left side in this episode, and I don't even know if we'll get any building done, but we'll see how it goes. Let's just go to brick wall, and we need to place brick walls all the way along here and pretty much re-brick the entire area up. Now, this is going to be a fairly big job, and I think that is about it. That should be all of the brick wall that needs to be placed, and then we need to put all of the flooring in as well. What I also want to do, I could probably deal with it now. I'll probably turn this back on. Yep, and there we go. We've now got power, but it doesn't have any hot water. Now, does the boiler take a bit of time to work? I think it might. No! No, what's actually happened is that the electrical cables and stuff have actually been burnt out, so we need to re-put them in, redesignate them and such. So let's just sort of go for this large pipe, which I believe is that, and then for the water pipe as well, which, look at that, it's really burnt this pipe out. really, really messed it up. So that should have been the pipe placement. This one can go along here, and then that should be it. That should sort everything out. It looks like we've got a tunnel in here, but it's not because it's right in the center. So we'll wait for them to finish that, and then that should be most of the things put in. Need to go to metal flooring and just put all the metal flooring back in like so. Same for this wooden floor, which is strange because the fire swept through this entire area, yet it burnt up most of the metal floor, but the wood floor you would think it would burn really easy. It didn't bother with, just couldn't be bothered. So, oh well. And there's all of that floor placed, and that should be everything fixed. Wow, interesting. Right, so while they're cracking on with that, the money's going up. The reason I've got a lot of money is, well, I think it's because of the amount of people we've got shifted. We got shifted in. Sorry, coming and going. We got a lot of people coming through, and we got a lot going through parole. Also, I just hacked in a bit of money because I was sitting for 3 days. Not real life, you understand, but for a couple of days, I think it was. And, was it 3? I don't know how many actually in-game days it was. I was waiting and waiting, going, I'm just sitting here and waiting for this to go through. So I thought it would be best just to go, balls to it, money, done. Let's just crack on. Because there's no point in waiting just for cash. 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then workshop presses all the way along. And this is now a legitimate room. So there we go. And then this one, it'll be saws all the way down to the end. I know a couple of people will be moaning, oh, well, you shouldn't really put money in that way, blah, blah, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. It really does not matter. Not at this point that we're at. If it was at the start, I could sort of say, yeah, fine, but this is fairly sandbox now. This is fairly sandbox. We're sort of managing the prisoners, and it's about the expansion. Look at that. It looks really nice when all of the snow starts falling. It's nice. Very, very nice. Right, so there's all that stuff placed. This should then automatically power everything up, I believe, because that runs up to there. Yes, so this will all be powered up, and then we need to do that, and then that should be that one powered up. Which means we then have workshop saws and workshop presses. Now everybody is assigned to this thing. It's currently free time. What I want to do is just go to our programs and then reschedule all of that. Just want to check one person on the general education qualification. Workshop safety induction is 30 interested. Oh my good grief. So can we start loads more? We can't for some reason. I don't know why, but we can only do a couple like that, which is interesting. So 30 interested, 22 finished, 17 passed, 77% success rate. Let's look for our pass rate. Prison grading is 12%, so it hasn't really changed. Prison value is high because of money and such, so that's okay. Right. So what I want to do is go to planning and then walls. And what I want to do is, for some reason it's really stuttery, I'm guessing because of the snow that's falling. We need to sort of start basically copying this side down here. Now, this is this section, which is got a gap of 1. So we will have a gap of 1 like so either side, and then it then goes down like so. Alright, so this should be up to, up to there, and then that should be about right, which I believe it is. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down. So if I go from that corner it should be 7. It's 6 by 6, which means, if I measure it from this corner, that's a 7 by 6. Because it should go down to there. 7 by 7 from there. So this one should be 7 by 7 as well. Nope. There's obviously a problem somewhere. We've got a lot of ODs going on. That guy's ODing as he's being taken back. That guard's not bothered. There must be someone going there to help him out. I can hardly see because of the snow. So from that corner, it's a 7 by 7. Right. And from that corner, 7 by 6. Why is that? He asks. Let's start this again. Let's measure it from this side, because we've already done it. 6 by 6. 6 by 6. Right. So 7 by 6. Or am I measuring from the wrong corner? Hang on. Hang on, Derek, hang on. Yes. 7 by 6 from that far end. That far end. 7 by 6. Right, okay. Fine, I can handle that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 by 6. Yeah, it's because I went down by 1, didn't I? Okay. Yeah, I made it 2 instead of 1. At least we now know. All the way along, and then down. This one's going to go down as well. And then it is, I believe, a 7x7 is what we had this as. 7x7. Okay. Just because we're following the same sort of chamfered design for no reason other than we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even know if this is right. 6, 7. If this is right, I'll eat my hat. Well, give me a hat because that's right. I think from the corner to the corner, it's 7x7. We will just go back up to the top, lag, and then 7x7. It is right. I don't know how I managed to pull that off. It is a blooming miracle. Right, and then along, and then it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, straight across, 7x7, 7x7. There we go. Again, just doing it by eye. You know, there's no... You can see there's no measurements. There's no rulers around here. So I don't know how I'm managing to pull this off successfully. So that's fine. And then this will come down to, I believe, 2 before the end. I think it's 3 before the end. And then we have a road gate. So it's that. And then that. Then across down to there. Alright, and then this. Like that. 7x7, this is fine. Just go to objects. That's road gate. Okay. Might be slightly wrong, but we'll see. Then this goes all the way along. This is a bit... Hang on, it can't go all the way along, surely. No, it doesn't. I was going to say, it definitely doesn't go all the way right along. It can't do. Along to there, along to this corner piece, which is here. That's the corner, and that's where it starts going in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cancel that. 7, and then that should be 7x7. No. Oh, 7x7 from there, is it? Yes, it is. And then that should be a gap of, there'll be a 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then along. So from this corner to this corner, it is 13. So what we'll do, we'll go straight up to the top. And would 13 be there? If I do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 13, 13? It is. It's 13 to there. Right. That works out. And this one's going to be the same sort of idea. Like I said, this episode is pretty much going to be planning because there's a lot of planning to do. And there. Alright. So, along. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. 7x7. That is fine. Let me just measure that again. Yeah, that seems right-ish. Now, if any of these are wrong, then I apologise in advance. I'm fairly sure some of these will be wrong. It's just... 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. That's too big. I know that's too big. Yeah, so we need to come one in. Yeah, if any of these are wrong, I apologise in advance. We'll probably go back and change them depending on what happens. Right, so that is the rough surroundings of... It's like a rough copy, really. So we need to copy a couple of extra pieces. We need to do this, so it should be easy because we have already sort of a template in. And then it is sort of that. No, that's wrong. That is right, is it? 6 and 6. 6 and 7. Hang on. Wherever went wrong here. 6 and 6. Depends on where you measure it from, doesn't it? Corner to corner is 6, 6. Corner to corner is 6. Hang on. It's hard to get this measuring right. 6 and 6. Corner to corner. 6 and 6. Corner to corner. 5. And then straight across, so it should be that. And then that. And if this lines up, we know we've done right. Yeah, there you go. So, 6, 6. 6, 6. 6, 6. Right, okay. So, there's like little weird gritty thing. Then a nice little line across, which is going to be the separation thing. So this bit down the bottom should be eventually this will be copied, completely copied. It chamfers out and then in. They seem to work. That side is all sorted. This side again is going to be a copy. Now I know some people are going to say, well, why don't you just get rid of a lot of these fences and stuff? I like the idea of it being sectioned off, mainly because, I mean, it's secure. That's one of the reasons. But actually, the main reason why I like it sectioned off is just so you can see the expansion progress. You can see where we've come from. You can see where we've been. You can see this bit going on this different parts and things like that. So it works for me. Now this one's going to go straight across. Now this is going to be a flat edge, as you can see. Now the reason for that is we've done the same thing on this. This is a flat. We haven't done these little diamond shapes. And also, we're not going to be expanding this any further. This will be the end. I know people have said, what are you going to do after this? Well, what I'm going to do after this is, well, probably start a new prison or something, because there's no way I can expand on from here. It's just going to be too big. It's too expansive. It's massive already. So, and you can see that it's already starting to lag. I think that's because of the snow, the amount of things you get in there. It's still, even though they're doing a lot of optimizations and stuff, there's still issues in places. I actually think it's something to do with the recording as well, because there you go, it actually goes fine. So, anyway, we need to put some road gates in around here, but I don't know exactly where to place them. Actually, I'm fairly certain I do. It should be just, oh, we got a death. I bet you that's someone just come in here. So one death. Nope, he's OD'd. Just Duncan Timms is just OD. That's all it was. Oops. Sorry. Oh, good grief. Yes, I know, by the way, this is still a common room that eventually will be moved down to this side. Then that'll become a holding cell. He's OD'd, even though we did order a guard to go there. Or actually, we didn't, but it does it automatically. So I don't know what's happened there. We just missed him out. Right. Too busy doing all of this stuff. So we'll have... eventually, these road gates put in. I've already sorted that out on this side. We will have one around here as well to go from one side to the other. But for the time being, what I'm going to do is go to our objects, materials rather, fencings, and I'm going to place all the fence. Now, I know I've mentioned it several times. But I'm going to say it again. We are eventually going to have armed guards in towers, or we'll have guard towers with snipers in them. We just haven't got there yet for reasons... Well, the main reason is we don't need them, really. There's only one time they would have become useful, and that's when we had that one escape. But one can argue that is the one time that you do need them, and that's worthy in itself. But I don't think so. I think we've done a lot of other interesting things and spent the money in the right place. Also, there's been several people asking if these eventually will be changed to perimeter wall. Some of them will, eventually. The ones on here, there's no need to. There's really no need, because they have to tunnel to the far end, and it's just not going to happen. But, eventually I do want some of these to be perimeter walls. But it'll really depend on what prisons we get, and mainly how much money we get. And I don't think, with the amount of job we've got on, I don't think we'll have enough. But we'll see. So there's all of that going to the end. We need to do this. Obviously there's no gates in this yet, so we'll have to sort that out. The question actually is the one I've just put in. Do I want these in. Do I want these in, though? Do I want these lines in here? I don't think I do. I don't think I do want them. We'll get rid of that. Okay. So, we'll max speed that. Today's planning beverages, a glass of milk. Right. That's saying... Oh, of course, we haven't redesignated some of these. So we need to go to cells. No, cells. then parole. Parole. I typed in parole because my spelling is atrocious. Alright then, parole. Parole. So, there's all of the planning on the other side. That should be about right. So, feck. Looks like we've blasted the power grid over there again. It's because I haven't put in any more utilities here. So, utilities, capacitor, boom, straight across. There we are. So, that should hopefully power all of this. It should do. It's going to be very, very close. I know there's several people saying, oh, you don't need 2 power grids if you're going to have this there. Well, originally you're right. If I was just doing this, we would certainly not need another power grid. However, because we ended up having the other bit, we definitely do. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to staff and workmen and hire 1, 2 more workmen, I think. There we go. And actually, we'll bring it up to 14 workmen, maybe even 16 workmen, because, as people have pointed out in the previous episode's comments, the amount of metal plate we're taking into here, and the amount of stuff we're ferrying around, we need sort of dedicated people to do that. So, it is worth it. It is worth doing that. These are all put in now. Switch on. There you go, the grid's running a bit hot, but once we put the other 2 in, we should be fine. Because the rest are pretty much put in, so that's okay. Right. That's about sorted. Let me just go to staff only and change these around to staff only, but I can't. Oh well. I'm probably still putting in the additional extra bits. So that definitely needs to have a wall. That one we don't want. So this entire section here, what is this going to be? Well, what are we going to have? So, I want a couple of things in here. I want probably high risk. I think we're going to go for high risk in this area. But how do I want to do it? That's the problem. The issue is, what are we going to have around here? Now, for a start, I need a canteen and a kitchen. So, I'm going to plan that off right now. Assuming prisoners are going to come through here, which is, well, not even assuming, they are going to come through here. Let's just go to pathways and we'll plan the pathway out. So if the pathway is like that, right? And then we come into, there's like a gap into another sort of cell area. I don't think I want that. I think we want to have it more, we haven't got a lot of greenery around, so I think we're going to do that. What we want is probably something a bit fancy. I'm feeling something, I think a bit fancy would be quite good. Let's have a path that goes down there like so. And down there. Just for now. Just for the measurements. And then what I want is a path that... Where's that? No, wouldn't be that one there. A path that does this. Now you might think, what the hell is he planning? Well, you'll see in a moment. Like that. And then it's because it's easier to do it this way, I think. Alright. He says he's doing it that way when he gets it wrong. So a path that goes out, I want it to splay out and then splay in and be a rough copy of these things here. Because of the sort of diamondy shape that they've got going. Actually, that's probably the best way of doing it, isn't it? Like that. I think it might be. Now, how far am I going to go with it? Well, I'm actually going to go right to the edge. Or rather, what I want to do is have it go to about midway and then back down the other side. Now, planning this out is going to be a bit of a nightmare. So what's the size? Does it really matter? Yeah, it does matter, actually. That looks about central. So we'll see. What I'm going to do is run that to the end, so we know that that is sort of the ending piece. And then we need to do this now. Or do we? Do we? No. Wrong. Wrong. That is correct. Okay. So this is going to be a building in the centre that will house our... Well, I don't know. What can we have in the centre? So that's not right. So what we'll do... how far is it off? If we count how far it is off, we should be able to work it out. 1, 2, 3. So we just need to extend it a bit. Like that. And hopefully that is right. Actually, it's easier. What I'm making it much more difficult for myself, aren't I? Because all I need to do is that. And then it meets up the other side, making it much harder for myself than I need to make. So, all the way along. Now, in the centre, I'm not sure whether we have a kitchen or whether we have death row. I think death row would be best. There we go. But I'm not sure. I don't know whether we have death row or not in the centre, or whether we have our kitchen and canteen. I do like the idea of the death row more, but issue is that with the kitchen and stuff, especially, the space, or rather the lack of space. Because I don't think this building is overly sized. Well, I messed that up. There we go. It's quite difficult doing this sort of design building. And the reason I'm doing it, I must confess, is because another square building, I'm going to go insane. If we have another bloody square building that just has no sort of design to it, I'm going to scream. Right, so that goes to the end there. That is a big diamond shape. Now, then we'll run paths off either side like that, right? And then we could have several things. We could just have that as a big, I was going to say workshop, but no, a big sort of yard or something, but that doesn't sit with me either. But we do need to go to walls and understand that, oh no, we can't have walls like that. It's going to have to be a slightly different shape. It'll have to be that, actually. All the way along. Now, I'm pretty certain I want this to be death row. But if that is the case, then where am I going to put the canteen and the kitchen, because it's not centralised? Once I've planned this out, I'll worry later. I'll worry about that later on. That's a future me problem. Because future me is a sucker. And he gets all the tasks that current me doesn't want. And then regrets it. So, down to there, and then along. This is actually a fairly big building. We could even have this as the canteen, you know. But I like the idea of it being death row. Okay, so there's that. It's not perfect, but the entire prison isn't perfect, so don't complain. Pathways again. Pathway, pathway. Pathway on the other side. There we go. Right. So that'll be death row. I think I've sort of accepted that that's going to be death row. So food. Where we're going to have food? Well, we've got a canteen on the other side, and we do need a canteen somewhere else. Where are we going to have it? Does that fit the design? See, that's a big square block, and then these are not so square blocks, but I don't mind the size of it. Don't mind it, it's just a bit iffy. What I'll do, I'm going to have some walls, and then I think we'll have... We could have kitchen and canteen at either side here. Actually have, like, more than one. So we could make this. Are we going to have a wall right across here is the question. Don't think we need to have a wall right across there. Let's just cut that out. Or do we? No, we actually, I probably do now that I come to think of it. Because... do we or do we not? That is the question. I don't know. What I don't have is if there are going to be buildings here, what's the overall layout of them? Because I need to run, because this is going to be open, I need to run that all the way down like that. Actually, that's a wall. because we want at least a double wall protecting this, like so. But what if, just what if, I did say I want a couple of large buildings. What if all of this was building? And this will be a large building, obviously, because you can see the size of it. And this is a building like so. And this will be high capacity, dormitory, and showers, and other amenities, like that. That's what that one will be. Like that. That could work. That could work because it means that once I put in the kitchen and canteen on the sides, it would make sense to have that many kitchen and canteen spaces, because we're going to at least have 50 prisoners in each of these blocks, if not double that. And we will be having armed guards in here. I don't care what it does to the suppression. I don't care what effect that's going to have. We need them. Okay, this is the plan then. This is the plan. So in this section here, we'll have death row, and then these will be kitchen and canteens, like that, to about there, and then right down, because we don't need that pathway. This is why I like doing... I know a lot of people say, oh, you should cut the episodes down, but this is why I like doing the long ones, because you get to see the evolution of things. Like, you wouldn't have known that that was originally going to be a pathway. Not that you may not care, but I like the sort of documentation of it, that actually, you know, this was the original design and we changed it, and then you understand the reasons for it. I guess if you're watching up to this point, then you will like that sort of thing, because otherwise you would have buggered off a long time ago, because we're getting quite far on now in this one. So, let's just get rid of these, put the planning in here. You noticed I haven't planned anything really directly, like long-term for the other side, and that's because I'm not entirely sure what these are going to... Well, these are going to be cell blocks, but I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do it yet. So, right, these sections here we will have as a... Well, we need a canteen, don't we? So this will be kitchen and canteen. We also need a... how we're gonna have the kitchen? We do need... If we have that as the kitchen's engine, because kitchen's engine? Hang on, that's not a word. That's two words mixed together. The kitchen entrance. There we go. I can word. And then we have... sadly, we're gonna have to do it, but it'll be probably that. Double sort of wall thing. We can probably do that. That might help out. So this is how far from the edge. 15. Let's make it... Hang on, how many cookers? We won't even get much in there because of the size of it, you see. So we'll probably have to make it at least a couple more. That'll be the kitchen. This will be the canteen. And we can have some in there, some in there, some... Yeah, that'll probably be about right. Might be a little bit big, but we should be alright. We should be okay. 17 to the edge. 17. There we go. So there's the kitchen's either side, and then this is a canteen. I'm actually... No, I think that is about the right size, you know? I think that is about right size. And then, so we've got two kitchens. We've got the canteens either side. We've got death row in here. So death row will include the execution facility, death row cells. Everything will be encapsulated into that one corner. These are one... This is just one big building. One huge building where we have... dormitories and showers and probably a guard room in the centre. I'm feeling at the idea of like a guard room there, and then we'll have like a dormitory that runs around it, and then like shower at the front. Oh, maybe shower at the back, probably best. No, actually, shower will go on this side, and then on this side we'll have like telephone booths and things like that, and then the dormitory will be a big block here because it's further away from the wall. Because the rest of this is secure now. We don't need to worry about people escaping on around here. The main issue, the escape, is this. That is the only real problem, these ones here. If I'd put them down the bottom there, it would not be much of a problem. I know people said they want to change around and stuff like that, but yeah. Yeah, you're right, I should have moved them toilets down, but we won't be doing that. And now, how much does it cost to buy this out, by the way? 40 grand to get even look at that top check. Now, there's no way I'm going to buy that. So what I want to do is go to our prison grading and check. Yep, everything's still the same, that's fine. Right, bureaucracy, we're going to start unlocking death row, and we're going to... We might get small cells, but I don't think we really need them. So imagine how many more cells you can fit. We don't think we need that at all. I don't think we really need that. Micromanagement I want to start getting on as well, and then we also want to work on tax relief because we're going to be doing the exports and stuff. As you can see, we've just started getting some sort of exports. So the workmen are going around and placing all of the items that we need. We're just going to go to road gates and place some road gates in here like so. Obviously there's more to place, but we will place them later on. Servos we will put in like so, one there and then one there. And then we need to go to our utilities. No, hang on. It is in utilities, yes. We need to run the power conduit all the way down to there. And speaking of power, this side here will require its own power room, so we'll need to sort that out. These sections here, there's a big lump that we haven't done anything with in this side here. I have a feeling that it's probably going to be a very, very similar thing like this, because it'll then fit quite nicely. We don't have any yard around here, which is problematic, so we'll probably have to sort that out. We might even... Actually, I think I know where the yard's going to be because it'll look fairly cool if we do this. Do it this way. Like that. Hang on. Do we want that? What if we do it like that? Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. We'll probably have a yard in the dormitories down the bottom because it'll look really cool. Like right in the centre. That'll look very nice, won't it? Don't know whether it'll be effective. It should be effective. There should be no reason why it's not. And what I'm doing is just connect all these up because that's what they're going to be like. And hang on, that's to the end like so. Right. So that's right. That building's okay. That building goes to that end and then that end. We don't need this central section here, really, do we? If we're having two separate buildings. I mean, we could pretty much, if we want to, cut that up. Cut that off. And have the rooms a bit bigger. I mean, there's no reason why we can't do that, really. Other than the fact that we've pretty much copied the same design around the rest of the prison. So, just for the sake of following convention, we will have it like that. Don't think we need it like that, but we will be having it like that. Right, so... what I'll do, I'll have in the centre there, that'll be something not like that size, you understand, but in the centre here, we will be having the yard. So, we're going to leave it there because we're really, really cracking on and short on time now. Doing quite well. Money's okay. We've got all of this left-hand side planned out. Remember, the bottom bit here is going to be a mirror copy of this, so we don't really need to worry about that too much. So, next episode, we will firstly get in the kitchen and the canteen around here. We'll place all the walls, make sure all the patrols and other stuff are in, and then we'll start planning on. But I do need your ideas for things, so obviously this is going to be death row. Any design you want to see in there, let me know. This is going to be, or these two rooms here don't have any purpose yet, so again, by all means, let me know what you would like to see these rooms to be, and then any idea on how you want to actually do these two dormitories, where we're probably going to have high risk, but I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do them, but we'll see how it goes. By all means, let me know in the comments. As always, though, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.